We just realized that we were both feeling helpless and hopeless, but nobody knew that that's how we were feeling. And so it was just Garrett and I trying to survive. Hi, we're the Smiths.
And we've been attending Christ Central for about a year. When we got married, I had started having a lot of questions. So I was questioning a lot about my faith and trying to figure things out. And it was about a 2 or 3 year process of working through that.
We realized that something needed to change when we checked me into the hospital for postpartum depression and we had no one to reach out to.
I had to drop her off at the hospital and leave. It hit me that there was nobody to talk to, nobody to call or reach out to for help or support. We needed people, we needed community around us. Really opened our eyes in a very hard way.
Yeah, we just realized that we were both feeling helpless and hopeless, but nobody knew that that's how we were feeling. And so it was just Garrett and I trying to survive.
And we realized that the more time we spent, the more effort that we put into trying to control things ourselves, the more hurt and disappointed and angry we were becoming. All the hard things led us to dependence by really just taking away all of that self-sufficiency that we thought we had. I mean, when our daughter was born, we thought we did everything right. We read all the books, we did all the things that you were supposed to, and still nothing went the way that we thought it should.
It was too much pressure on me and him to be the all in all, where when we were alone, he was the only one to comfort and reassure me. And he failed because he was human. And I think we both realized that our chain of like God, husband, children, then everybody else, we kind of had flipped the God and spouse because it was just us for a long time. And once we realized that that also needed to change, I think it changed a lot in our marriage.
I think one of the biggest things that helped me personally get to the heart of the gospel was being in community.
Once we left our old church because of distance, it was harder to commit to a new church because we didn't find full community there and we were scared to try again. But then once we tried Christ Central, we went 2 weekends in a row and we're like, okay, we're just gonna stay put here because we felt so welcomed. And it was just something that we felt God pushing on for us.
We got plugged in with a city group, which was a really good way to start to build that core group of people that we knew. It was a great intro into community. And then I really think the men's and women's groups are the big ones for us.
I think it's something we're both relearning or rediscovering through the last couple of years. And I feel like through seeing his grace towards me and towards Garrett and the love he's shown us, we've been able to carry that out in our marriage and in our family life in a whole new way. I think if someone's trying to figure out if Christ Central is for them, you almost have to kind of push yourself a little bit. I was in still some of the rough days of my postpartum depression, and I just knew that God wants us to be in community and it can't just be one-sided. I feel like I was scared for the initial, I'm going to be vulnerable and put myself in this place, but I did, and how amazing was what I received. Just my cup was filled. And I think talking to a pastor was really good for us to see the resources and them help us get plugged in. Timothy was the one who, he signed us up for a community group. So we just got plugged in instead of the oh, we'll find one, or how do we find one? So I definitely think pastors, and when you see a group, just go for it.
Our strategy was just do as many things as we could and talk to as many people as we could along the way.
Which is uncomfortable at times.
It was very uncomfortable, but it worked.
Yeah.
It's been great and really challenging, and really it's given us a lot of areas to grow in.
I just think that when you're struggling, or even when you're not struggling, church is very important in the community. And I think we've both seen that so much this past year, that people do want to be real. People are scared to show it, but if you also are willing to initiate it, people will follow. And so I think just encouraging people that a church is a safe place to be yourself and to be real.